Hi, this is James Rainey for the London Free Press and lfpress.com, and it's an honor to have here in the Free Press newsroom Alain Trudel, music director of Orchestra London, now in his third season with the orchestra, and about to begin a whole new adventure built around one word: Mozart.
Oh, yes.
Rock me Amadeus, Alan.
Okay, well, as we start, first of all, hello, James.
Yeah.
Very nice to see you.
Great to see you.
So first of all, last year we started a thing called the Beethoven Experience, and it was quite popular. We played the great works of Beethoven, the most well-known of his works, and some discoveries, and we built around that. Each program by discovering new things, but always going back to the great music of Ludwig, right? And this year we're doing a little bit the same, but with Mozart. So we're going to have a lot of his most famous work and beloved works, and around that we're building different programs.
It starts off on October the 5th. Season opens with Timothy Chewy,
Yes.
violinist. On Timothy.
Well, Timothy is one of, he's made the finals of the Montreal International Violin Competition. He's actually won a few violin competitions in this year only, and one big competition that he won. He's a young violinist, so competition is pretty much what he's doing right now. And a few feature like Montreal Symphony, Toronto Symphony, like big orchestra. And lucky enough, I tried to get those artists here before they get like New York, Philadelphia, all that so big. So the idea is that trying to get the best musicians possible. Timothy this year. When you see him, you can just say Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, and please come and see us and say hi. You know, we like to see you. Yeah. So Tim won one of the Canada's Council for the Arts bank instrument. So I don't know if he's playing Stradivari. I think he's playing Guarneri violin. So we're talking a multi-million-dollar again instrument. And it's a chance for us. Like last year, we had Alexander Costa who came with his multi-million-dollar violin, and it's always something special to hear a piece of history, because it's not just an instrument; it's also a piece of history, the musical history. When you hear those, so he's going to play Mozart last violin concerto, the fifth, the Turkish, because of the little Turkish theme in the last movement, and the orchestra will play the grand Brahms First Symphony.
Moving on just a few days after that, and over to St. Paul's Cathedral, you have one of the best because your principal flutist is featured.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, I like to feature musicians from our great orchestra. I'm very proud of all of them. I mean, we're working, not only working hard, of course, but the talent is there. So Kylie Mamitz, our principal flautist, will play Mozart's second flute concerto. But that concert is special because it's an all Mozart concert. And the bookend of the concert between, she's playing her concerto, and on each side you have Eine kleine Nacht music, which is bum, 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 bum. That we all recognize.
The ringtone for the ages.
There you go. and it's longer than that. Huh?
Yeah, well,
if you want to know the rest,
you gotta be there.
Yeah, for the exciting conclusion to the ringtone. and of course the 40th Symphony G minor would go that's another ringtone also.
I was going to say.
So maybe it's a ringtone concert. Turn your cell phones off, though.
And then we're going to head toward Christmas and the Messiah. And you have an all-star cast for that.
Yeah, but as you know, the Messiah is not by Mozart. But Mozart made a version of the Messiah. It's never been played here. So it's not so often played. It's the same music, same tunes, but he reorchestrated it for the taste of his time a little bit. So there's clarinets in it, there's trombones. It's a much bigger orchestra. Same tunes, same music that everybody loves, but with a few surprises because Mozart put his own take on it. So it's really Handel/Mozart Messiah this year.
And we're going to jump into 2014 in the middle of January. Joseph Lanza is there, and you're there for something called and again, you'll have to help me. I'd say Mozart. Wolfgang comes of age.
Wolfgang comes of age. Yeah, it's really it takes the public. As you know, we like to talk a lot with our public.
Yeah.
So I do pre-concert conferences, and please come to those because you really have an idea of what's happening in the music. Like a lot of people don't come to orchestra concert because they feel that they're not really, they don't know enough about it. Like at Orchestra London, it doesn't matter to us because you come about 40 minutes before, and I take you through the whole program and the idea and what's around, you know, what was around the composer, what was happening during that time when he wrote that music. So Joe will do the same. Joe Lanzar, our fantastic concert master and a pillar in cultural community, will play another one of his concertos, and we'll play music around Mozart, leading to Mozart's like greatness. So not only Mozart, but composers that gravitated around. So that's why we say Mozart come of age.
As we go a little farther along, we're picking the highlights here.
Yes,
There's so much more else going on. But
don't forget the pops.
Don't forget the pops. We'll go back to the pops. But I'm going to throw out Frederic and Sophie are part of an all-star cast of another event, and I'll throw one back at you about Frederic in a moment.
Frédéric Vézina and Sophie Louise Roland are, of course, colleagues from the university, where we have a great kind of a companionship a little bit. Since I've been here, we try to build bridges within the community, which is very important because, you know, no town is big enough for everybody to do their little thing in their little place. So for me, it's important that we work together. So they're coming over, and we're going to do Mozart Requiem, and we're also going to play his last symphony in the same concert. So it's a great event. For me, the Requiem is one of the most moving pieces of music that we can have, and I also have the Mavide singers with us at that concert. Yes. And I discovered that, of course, you know, everybody knows them in London, and they know them outside of London, as you know very well. Yes. But for me, about 2 years ago, I didn't know them very well, so it was a discovery to hear them. And we invited them last year for Christmas, and I was like completely blown away. So we said we have to make like a really serious concert with them. Mozart Requiem is the perfect event.
You and I both have fans.
Yes.
And you said it all comes down this year to the man with the mask.
Yes.
Frederic has a tie with the man
with the
mask. We think Frederic is related somehow to Georges Vezina.
Really, huh?
We'll check on that. We'll check.
Yeah, and maybe if you come to the concert, we can have the answer at that moment.
We'll hold that for down the road. You said to come back to the pops, and we're going to throw one out at you. Now, the last time you were in the newsroom, you brought your trombone, played beautifully on Blue Monk. You don't have your trombone with you today, but I understand we may get to hear your trombone at least once during the season.
James.
Okay.
It's a secret. It may happen in Pops 1 because a great friend of mine is coming to play, Guy Few. He's actually entertainer extraordinaire because you could say trumpeter extraordinaire or pianist or singer, but it's a triple threat, you know. He does it's funny how people say that, triple threat. Anyway, that's the expression, right? And he does all three so well, and I've toured with him extensively over the years, but he's coming to do a show that's a little bit of Harry James, a little bit of singing Broadway songs, and a little bit of even Liberace on the piano. But you know, once he starts playing, sometimes I just can't help myself. I got to join with him. So we'll see.
We'll hold that thought. For the London Free Press and lfpress.com, this is James Rennie saying thank you, Alain, for coming into the newsroom. Looking forward to great things, and it all starts on October the 5th at Centennial Hall with Orchestra London's new season, and the word is
Mozart.